Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Oblivion Remastered is finally here, and whether you're a new adventurer or returning to Cyrodiil for the 100th time, picking the right race in Birthsign can seriously shape how you play this game. So today I'm going to break down the best starter builds for every race, which Birthsigns pair best with them, and what combos to avoid if you don't want to have a rough start. So let's dive right in. So before we get started here, I'm going to just preface by saying I will have all of these different races and everything timestamped so you can jump around to see, maybe pick if you already kind of have an idea. But the first things first, let's start with the Imperials. Now, they're often overlooked, but honestly, they're one of the best beginner races in the game, especially if you've never played before. Imperials are built for role players who enjoy questing, persuasion, and a mix of combat. With natural bonuses of speechcraft and mercantile, they'll charm the gold out of a rock, and when it comes to fighting, there are no slouches there either. For the burst sign, it's probably best to go with the warrior because it boosts strength and endurance, perfect for a sword and board setup. Focus on skills like blade, block, heavy armor, and speechcraft, and avoid this combo if you're planning on trying to sneak around or cast spells, because Imperials just don't have the finesse or magica pool to excel there early on. Coming up in number 2, we have the Nord. Now, the Nords are absolute powerhouses in melee combat. With high strength and frost resistance, it makes them natural tanks. Now, you're going to want to embrace that with a blunt weapon, some heavy armor, and maybe block to shrug off blows like a wall. Pair them with the Atronach for a massive magical pool. Yes, even if you're not a caster. Now, why is that? Well, the magic absorption and magic resistance combo is just too good. You can throw out the occasional healing spell or buff and still tank hits like a god. Now, that being said, avoid this combo if you're planning on going full mage, because Nords lack very good willpower, and no magical regen with Atronach can be punishing without proper preparation. Moving on to number 3, we have the Breton. Now, Bretons are the most forgiving race for new players who want to dip into magic without being too squishy. Their natural 50% magic resistance is huge, especially later when mages start spamming fireballs at you. As for Birthsign, you have two great choices. You can go the mage route for a reliable magical regen, or the Atronach for a more advanced, high-risk, high-reward build. Now, skill-wise, I would probably go for Conjuration, Alteration, Restoration, plus Blade or Light Armor if you want to survive up close. Now, if you're planning on a pure warrior build, maybe steer clear because Bretons can hold their own, but their physical stats are not meant for tanking. Moving on to number 4, we have the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are sneaky, stylish, and versatile. With resistance to fire and solid destruction and sneak bonuses, they're perfect for assassin mage hybrids. Pair them up with the Thief for boosted agility and speed, or the Shadow if you want that early game invisibility spell. Lane into destruction, sneak, illusion, and light armor, and you'll control the battlefield from the shadows with ease. Now, you're going to want to avoid this race if you want to be a heavy armored brute, because that is not what the Dark Elves do best. Now, on to number 5, we have the High Elves. Want the biggest magical pool in the game? Well, here it is. High Elves are your people. They're the definition of glass cannon, ridiculously powerful, but extremely fragile. You're going to want to choose the Mage sign for balanced regen, or the Apprentice if you want insane spell damage and don't mind the 100% magic vulnerability. You're going to want to focus on destruction, conjuration, alchemy, and mysticism. Keep enemies at a distance and use summons as meat shields. Now, one pro tip, I would avoid melee at all costs if you're going to go this route because you're going to crumple like paper. Now for number 6, we have the Wood Elf. Now, if you love the feeling of landing a crit hit from 50 feet away or more, you're going to want to go with the Wood Elf. They are fast, fragile, and natural archers. You're going to want to go with the Thief sign for the agility boost, or the Shadow for that early game invis. You're going to specialize in marksman, sneak, acrobatics, and alchemy to poison your arrows and slip away unnoticed. Avoid this build if you like big swords or flashy magic, because the Wood Elf is all about subtlety and speed. Number 7, we have the Orc. Orcs are built for frontline domination, with racial bonuses to strength and endurance, and Berserk as their racial power. You're going to be a nightmare up close range. Pair it with the Warrior or the Lord for healing and toughness. Skills like Blunt, Heavy Armor, Block, and Armor are all going to make you nearly unstoppable. Now, don't bother with stealth or advanced magic in this case because Orcs are not subtle, and that's what makes them fun. Now for number 8, we have the Redguard. Now, Redguards are fast, deadly, and have arguably the best racial power in the game, called Adrenaline Rush. It's like popping a combat stim that makes you nearly invincible for a short burst of time. As for Birthsign, you're going to want to go with the Warrior or the Seed if you want more speed and stamina. Use Blade, Athletics, Acrobatics, and Restoration to stay mobile and deadly. Now, it's not a great pick if you want to rely on magic because they have very low intelligence and willpower. Now, for number 9, we have the feline Khajiit. Now, Khajiit are your go-to if you want to vanish into the shadows and strike from behind. With bonuses to sneak, acrobatics, and security, they're perfect for heists and assassinations. As for Birthsign, you're going to want to go to the Thief or the Shadow, no question about it. Focus on sneak, light armor, marksman, or hand-to-hand for a powerful personal touch. Now, this one is not recommended if you want to be a tank or wear heavy gear because these cats need to stay quick and quiet. Now, one quick word on the birth signs. Some of them may sound cool, but they can really mess you up if you're not careful. If you're playing a pure mage, you're not going to want to go the warrior or the thief because you need that magicka. If you want to be a stealth, definitely avoid Atronach. You're going to burn through magicka for illusion, and you'll have no way to regen it without potions or absorption. If you want to be a melee tank, avoid the apprentice because that 100% weakness to magic is just not worth it. And finally, signs like the Tower or the Ritual may give you cool powers, but they're mostly one-time use spells, so it's not worth it for long-time play. Well, there it is. If you're brand new and want a safe but powerful start, I recommend going Breton with the Mage sign and focusing on Conjuration and Blade. You'll have great survivability, tons of flexibility, and room to grow into any build you choose. So there you have it. Every race, every sign, and the best way to start strong in the new Oblivion Remastered. Got a favorite build I missed? Drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Want me to cover the best custom classes next? Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.